Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Welcome to the live tonight. I really just wanted to hang out. Don't have much to chat about, but had kind of a crazy day today, so I actually was looking into a couple of videos about Suno and all that stuff. I did a video a couple of days ago, and I kind of reached out to a few people to see if they knew anything about like the program itself and what was going on with it, because there's a lot of videos out there right now that have a lot of music to it, and the music sounds really, really, really good. Hey, Whistle Stop. How's it going? I was just talking about the Suno app and the Soro app. Oh, thank you. I'm just chilling out right now. I really didn't have a set schedule to chat about anything tonight. So if anybody wants to bring up any conversations, I'm down for that. But what I really was I was looking at some videos, and a lot of people are making music videos right now, and they're using Sono, Suno, and I wanted to try using it, and you can, it's like having a little music studio, right? The program is super cool. It's got this, it's amazing actually. It's really, really cool. But then I found I found this lady who is a copyright, she's a copyright lawyer, and she was saying that people that use this program Suno are getting sued now for all the for all the music they were using. So I went into this big video. I covered it a couple of days ago. It's on my channel, because I really would love to start making music, and you can make music videos and all kinds of stuff. I don't know, Whistle Stop, if you've heard about this, but I know what's her name? Poetic Tears uses a lot of music of hers is, used by that app. And she has a disclaimer. There is a disclaimer that's on her channel, before she plays her videos. And it's really cool. I mean, she can, her videos are amazing because she's got this great music, and you can really, I have no clue what you're talking about. Yeah, no, there's this new program called Suno, and it's a music program that you can create music videos and just all kinds of music, just create music and music videos. And I think, like I said, I know Poetic Tears uses a lot of that music, and a lot of people have been using this app or this program for the last few months, and now a bunch of lawsuits are coming out from it because people are not using it correctly, and they're getting copyright. There's tons of lawsuits going on right now out there. So I put out this video a couple days ago because I wanted to know, I actually asked, does anybody have any idea about how to use this in the correct way without getting copyright? But I had a few people, Belt Loop actually responded and said, I don't know if I would actually mess around with that, because, you got to go through the right channels and the copyright and all that other stuff. So I was kind of bummed out about that. I was So I went and actually did some research, and I found this lady on YouTube, and she is a copyright lawyer, and she, said you've got to go through a lot of bullshit to get, to use this program. So I don't know how people are doing it. I don't know how she's doing it using, all this music. And I was just man, I want to do that so bad, because you could actually use your voice, and you can make all the, it's like a little studio. It's like a mini studio, and it's really, really cool. And I don't know if you've seen the Sora videos. The Sora videos are friggin' hilarious. So Sora videos are videos where they like, it's like a parody of like just all kinds of different funny shit, like just all kinds of funny stuff. I don't know if you've seen any of those videos, but it's SORA, and those videos are, they're hilarious. I've seen a ton of them, but now again, I'm also hearing about all these copyright lawsuits for, because some of the stuff is Disney stuff, and some of the stuff is, um, using like Kobe Bryant was on a lot of them, and just I, they're hilarious videos. I mean, I can watch them all day long, but I'm nervous about all the copyright, things that people are going through right now, and YouTube is really strict about that stuff. So I just was like, I don't know. I would love to like check it out and try it, but I don't know, how. I don't feel like getting sued right right now at this time. But anyway, I didn't know, what to do with it, and I think Saturday, I think the source is having something, and I was gonna ask him about it because I think he's doing a live about, you can ask him different questions about different things. So I was going to see if he knew anything about it, but I did make a video on it, and there were a few people that did kind of respond, and Beltloop was one of them, and he was just like, I think I would stay away from that. There are, I guess, royalty-free like websites out there that you can get music from, and I guess I'm going to try some of that, but I think, using music in your videos is pretty cool. Like, I don't have any, music in my videos because I'm just too nervous about the copyright laws and stuff like that. So I haven't done anything with music, but yeah. So I figured I would come on tonight and just chill out. I saw that Down the Road was on with Bigfoot tonight. I saw their stream started like at 4, and then I saw a little bit of that. It was really funny. But and then I saw actually Chris was on tonight with I forget the kid's name, but she was on there tonight too. So a lot of people are doing lives right now, and I said, what the hell? I'll just get online and see what's up with people and see what's going on. So how are things with you guys? Hey Jeffrey, what's going on? How's everybody doing? I was just talking about some program called Suno. It's a music creation program that I want to use so bad, but it has a lot of copyright law rules and things like that. And I know a few people are using it, but they're now they're going through these lawsuits, and it's like crazy. Like I don't know. I don't know how they're making the videos. I know that they are putting the disclaimers on the videos, like when they're making them, but they're now there's all these lawsuits going on. So but I found this lawyer again on YouTube, and she was just like, you've got to be so specific on everything you do for that. So I don't know, Jeffrey, if you know anything about Soro or Suno. Actually, Soro is the one that makes all the funny parody videos, which are friggin' hilarious. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but they are just, I can't stop watching them. But there are a lot of, they use like a lot of Disney characters, and like I said, there was a lot with like Kobe Bryant was on a bunch of them, and they're hilarious videos, like just ridiculously funny. But again, they're using Disney stuff and things like that. So I'm not really sure how that all works, and I don't feel like getting sued right now. So I'm just so new, right? I'm still new here, so just learning everything as I go. But I was just checking some stuff out on YouTube, and I'm like, how are these people doing it? They're using all these apps and all this great music, and they're making all these funny videos, which is really cool because I like to create. Like I like to create stuff, and you can only do so much with some of the programs that you have. So um, I don't know. I was just thinking about using it and trying it, and they do have like a free version of it. So you could try it for free, but again, I just after I heard this lawyer talking, I was just like, oh hell no, I don't think I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna try it. I'm not sure if I want to risk the channel for it. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. But anyway, so I just decided to come on live tonight and just see how everybody's doing, see if anything's going on, what people are doing for Halloween. Anybody doing anything for Halloween? Anybody dressing up, going out? I'm chilling for Halloween. I don't really do anything much for Halloween, so um, we did at work, of course, at my job. They everybody dressed up. It was today actually, so they had a little Halloween party and some shit candy, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so but other than that, I just don't usually do anything much for Halloween. So, but I did see a lot of people on live tonight. There was a ton of people, like I said, I think down the road is on with Bigfoot right now, and I saw Chris on earlier with I think Vampire is the name. I don't know. I think that's the channel Vampire. He's a little crazy, but anyway, yeah. So I had like a really shitty day at work today, and I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna go on YouTube and see what's up with people and what's going on, and if anybody's has any plans for the weekend and what they're doing for Halloween. I know Chris said she was gonna dress up, so we'll see if she does anything Saturday on the Source, because I guess the Source is gonna have, I'm gonna be on the Source because he's doing the question and answer session, so we'll get to like ask him questions about it. And so I was gonna ask him about these programs. I hope he knows something about it because I really, really, really want to use these. I really want to use like these programs. So, but yeah, I just nothing much really going on, and just chilling out. And one more day left of the hell week I've had at work. It's been pretty crazy. It's like I don't even know why I bothered that with just getting paid. Like it's pay week too for me, so which I get paid like the government takes 50%, the state takes 14.4%. If I go buy anything, the state takes 8.4%. I have health insurance coming out. I have all this shit coming out of my check, and it's like by the time I get paid, I got like change left for myself. So it's kind of discouraging because I work a lot. I do. I work a ton of hours, and I can't complain because I do have a really interesting job. It's a pretty cool job. It's very, very interesting, very cool. What I'm doing, and I do like what I'm doing, so that does help. But it's just I don't know. I've been seeing some of these channels too with like coins, like all these coins, and let's see. That's why. Oh, JK. Hey, JK. That's why I can't. That's why Madame is getting voted in. Oh, Madame, or however you say his name. Yeah, yes, that's another thing. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. That's a scary thing. But yes, he's super popular. He's definitely he's got the vote. I know he's gonna win it. I don't know what's gonna happen in New York after that, but I'm tired of it, to be honest. I'm really tired of giving half my check away. I would make decent money. I don't make bad money. When I tell people what I make, they're like, "Oh my God, that's great." But no, it's not great if you're living here in the state of California because by the time you're done paying all your taxes, and you would think at the end of the year, right? Because I claim zero, and you would think at the end of the year that I would get some money back, but I end up owing. Like I end up owing. So I'll get money back by, a couple $100 from the government, but then the state, I'll owe the state money. So it's all effed up and it's just crazy right now. And, but I was talking about, I see all these channels with these coins and I had been saving, like, I have this like big thing of coins right now. So I'm like gonna go through see if there's anything valuable in here because my husband actually is buying like a lot of silver and gold and there's even like I don't know, I'm just gonna see if I can find anything valuable in this I've been saving for a while. I haven't been using a lot of cash lately, so I don't have a lot of change left. But I'm probably gonna go through that money right there and see if there's anything valuable with that. Because again, my husband watches a lot of these coin channels, and damn, these guys like make a ton of money off these coins, and they're really valuable. Some of these coins are like super old. In the 60s and 40s, 50s, 60s, and they're worth a lot of money. And speaking of that, I actually did find a quarter. I went because I got to do laundry, so I go to the bank and I get rolls of quarters, and I actually did find a bicentennial quarter. I had a couple of them. And when I asked my husband, I'm like, "Hey, look at this is what I found," and he's like, "Yeah, those are actually worth like $3 or $4 now." So I was like, "Sweet!" So I ended up going through like a bunch of rolls of quarters, checking everything out to see if I could find any more. So I actually have a few more rolls I haven't gone through yet, but. But JK, yeah, I think you're right. I think that Mondami, I think that's how you say his name, is he's definitely got a chance, and people are sick of it. They're sick of the taxes. They're sick of, giving their money away. 50% of my check goes to the government, I was just saying, and then 14.4% goes to the state of California. And then if I go buy anything, 8.4% goes to whatever I buy. I just think it's outrageous. It's insane. And I just signed a new lease, and that went up, and my electric went up, and it's just, I don't know how people are gonna, make it and live. And it's just a struggle. It's just a friggin' struggle every day. And, you work so hard. And like I said, luckily I like my job and I like what I'm doing. I would be freaking out if if I didn't like my job. I don't think it's not worth it to go into it. Plus I mean, I get health insurance. That's a big thing. I need the health insurance. So, it's one of the other reasons why I go to work is, for the health insurance. So even though it's the shittiest health insurance I've ever had, I'm still paying thousands of dollars for things that, that would have been covered like at my old job. So the health insurance, I think in 2026, I don't know if anybody knows in the chat, but I think the health insurance in 2026 is going to get much worse. Like we're going to end up like paying, I don't know, it's going to be outrageous, I heard. So I'm not looking forward to that. There goes some more money. And then, the cost of living raise that you get like at your job, the most you get is 3%. That's the most you get for a raise at your job every year. they give you 3% for a cost of living raise every year. Now, 3% is, I mean, what is 3% going to do when inflation is like 50%? Like, I don't know how, shit is going to work out. It's kind of scary. And, I don't know. I just think it's a little crazy, the inflation and the cost of things. And it goes up every week. Every week I go to the store, everything gets more and more and more expensive. Eggs started at $7.99. The week after $8.99. The week after they were $9.99. The week after $10.99. The week after, I mean, every single week it goes up. A dollar, and the meat prices are just insane. So, yeah, this guy Mondami, running in New York City, claims to that he's hey, real, how's it going? I'm just bitching about money. And, we're talking about Mondami in New York City running and how he is going to technically fix everything. I don't know how that's all going to work, but I'm a friend was just texting me about inflation. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. The inflation is insane. And I was just talking about, every week I go to the store and everything goes up every single week. Like I notice every single week. And I was just talking about eggs. It started, maybe 8 months ago. $7.99 for eggs, $8.99 the week after, $9.99 the week after, $10.99. I mean, it's just friggin' insane. And then I was talking about my paycheck, how 50% of it goes to the government, and then California takes 14.4%. And then, when I go to buy anything, shoes, whatever, whatever I need, it's 8.4% they take. And the inflation is out of control, and just the inflation itself is out of control. So this guy running in New York City, this Mondami guy, is, going to technically fix. The government gives out bonuses to employees to cover the extra inflation. Coffee is way up. Hell yes. So I have a Keurig, right? The Keurig machines. And the Keurigs I used to get really good deals on the Keurigs. I would buy them in bulk, and, I'd pay maybe $2.99, $3.99. That's still expensive, for a pack of 10 or something like that. And now they're like $15.99 for a pack of 10. So it's just insane. The government Christian got 10% inflation. Christian got 10% inflation, but oh, no way. Yeah, I don't think I'll be seeing that at my job. I do get bonuses. I do get quarterly bonuses, but it does help, but it's based off of my production, and it's based off of, it's based off of actually the revenue that the company makes. And, it's all, they have this whole calculation they do, and it's basically impossible to figure out what your bonus is going to be, because they take their AOP and you divide it by their revenue for what they did for the quarter. I mean, it's the calculation they have that to try to figure out what your bonus is going to be is just insane. So, I never know. Socialism will mean more taxes, most likely. Someone has to pay for it, right? And that's the other thing, right? I don't think this is going to turn out well, to be honest. I know that. So he claims that he's going to have these. Socialism will mean, more taxes, right? He's going to have these, I guess, government-funded stores, right, where you can go buy your food and your whatever. You can buy a loaf of bread for $2, or you can go to Vaughn's and pay $7. So, of course, everybody's going to want to go to their store, the government funded store, to buy a loaf of bread for $2. And what's going to happen to all the other stores that are selling their bread for $7? More socialism, I should say. We already have a lot of socialist things. Yes, we do. It's getting more and more and more. Definitely, it's just insanely crazy, and the inflation is just out of control right now. And I was hoping that my house that I have in the desert, I was hoping that I would eventually have some value to that house. And if I were to sell that house, I would probably lose money on the house. Like, there's no equity in the house, even though I've had it for such a long time, and it's brand new. We did everything to it. Like, it's brand new. But because of inflation and everything, I mean, I would probably not even be able to, I would probably break even on it, or, not make much money on that house if I ever decided to sell it, because of, everything that's going on. So, I just think it's really, really hard to go to work every day. And I work, like I said, about 50 hours a day. I am in a great industry. I mean, I could say the industry I'm in. I just can't say what I do because a lot of it's classified. But I am in aerospace, and it is a great, great job, and I'm lucky I have it. And I shouldn't be complaining, because a lot of people right now, I just heard so many stories today about layoffs. It's petrifying. It's like scaring me to death. So, but my company happens to be really, really, really busy. So, I'm very fortunate to have the job I have, but still, like, I work so much and I get barely nothing in return. So, JK, I want some of that socialism. True, JK. Right. I think we all do, right? Like, it's just, we're not, I mean, I'm living paycheck to paycheck like everyone else. I did have a savings. I had a savings. I had a 401k. I had, but these past few years, I've had to tap into that. Like, I've had to tap into savings to, do home improvements, and, I'm not taking out any more loans. The car loans I don't know. Hi, everyone. Hi, Chicken Explorers. Hey, how'd your pumpkin pie come out? Midnight Vents. Hello. Hi, everyone. My car is paid off. I just paid it off this year, right? It's a 2019 truck, Ford Ranger, and I just paid it off, and it has over 100,000 miles on it. So I'm hoping that truck lasts me as long as it can, because if I were to buy a car right now, my car payment would be more than my mortgage payment. That's how shitty things are. It's just, oh, good. I'm glad it came out good. It's just insane. I don't know what, people are gonna, I don't know how this is all gonna turn out. And I know 2026 is gonna be really bad. Like, the research and the stuff that I'm hearing about 2026 is gonna be, really, really, really bad. So, and again, I have, two places to pay for. Of course, my husband does, he has income too, which helps. But I don't know how people with families make it. The food bill just for the two of us is like $200 a week, and it's just insane. I just don't know. And like I said, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and I never had to do that before. Like this, I always had a savings. I always had my 401k. I had I've had my 401k since I was young. I'm getting some sort of, let's see, bug spot. Let's see what happened. Something just happened. Send error report. I'm not sure. I just got this bug spat. I don't know what that is. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. Basecamp Pro. There we go. Let's see if that works. That works. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. It's strange. Anyway, I always just had a savings on my 401k. I started when I was really young. Of course, I, tapped into it to, buy my house and things like that. But quantitative easy coming won't help any. Yeah, I just, I don't know what people are going to do. I just don't know. I know the cost of health insurance. Like, I renew my health insurance. It's coming up like in a couple weeks. We can hear you, but the video feed froze. Oh, did it really? Oh, it's fine now. Okay. Yes, metals are on the rise. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. So I don't think real thoughts was here, but like I've been watching a lot of like coin channels, and I'm going through like all these coins and all this change because I actually found I have like rolls of quarters because I do laundry and I need quarters for laundry. And I'm going through the quarters, right? Because I'm watching these coin channels, and they're like, "This quarter's worth this, and this quarter's worth that." And I know real projects. Real thoughts. You did a video on this, on coins and things like that. So, okay, good. I'm glad it's back. Yeah, you did a video on this, and I watched it, and I found some bicentennial quarters. And so I go to my husband, because he's super into like watching all those channels. So I watch them too. And I said, look what I found. So we looked it up, and they're worth like $3-4 for a quarter. So every time I go get quarters at the bank now, I'm going through all these, I'm going through all these rolls of quarters to see what I can find. And again, we bought a ton of silver. We bought some gold backs. We're buying, a lot of our, and then again, that's a lot of where our spending is right now, is silver and gold, because we know what's coming. So, yeah, I'm super into like looking at all these coins now. And then I was just in my closet, just grabbing my stuff for the weekend, and I'm like, oh my God, I found this like big thing of change that I used to save, and I'm just gonna go through it and see what I can find, and see what if there's anything worth anything in it, and see what's up. Certain serial numbers on bills make them worth more. Yes, that was another thing we actually found out watching. Hey, Wild Child, what's up? How are you? How's the baby Bugaboo? He's so cute. She's so beautiful. I love your dog. Yeah. So we've been just going crazy with the silver. So we've been buying a bunch of silver. Hey, Belt Loop, welcome. What's going on? I was just talking about you, actually. I was telling everybody about that Suno program that I started this with. So, and I had sent you the information about it. It's fun to search the coins too. It's a literal treasury. That it is so much fun. It is so much fun going through coins and stuff like that. Like, I had like 4 or 5 rolls of quarters, and when I found those 2 bicentennial quarters, I took pictures of them, and I was like, oh my God, look what I found. And my husband was like, yeah, those are worth $3-4. So I have, I have like 4 or 5 other different rolls of quarters right now that I'm going to go through. So, I just, gonna start going through all my change, and then, like I said, today I was going in my closet to get stuff ready for the weekend to take, and I found this, and I forgot I even had this like in there, and because I used to save all my change, and I don't really use money anymore. I use my cards, so I don't have a lot of change anymore, but when I saw that, I was like, "Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna be going through that and see what I can find." And I know now they're talking about copper. I think that's might be worth something to some extent. I'm not really sure, but so the quarters, were worth $3 to $4 for each quarter. And like I said, Real Thoughts. I know you did a video on this because I watched it. And, if what I feel like doing is going to the bank and saying, give me a box of, you can buy like $100 of quarters and, in like a big box, and they'll sell it, or any change, and you can buy them, and it comes in a box, and they're all, rolled up. And then I feel like just opening it all up and then just searching, and it is fun. Real Thoughts. I had a blast doing it. I was like, with the microscope, because some of the quarters are so old that you can't really see the dates on them. So I have my little microscope, and I'm checking it out, and it's copper pennies are around 3 cents. Oh, no kidding. 1982 and older. No pennies 2026. Right. No, I know they have to be super old. Like I know I can already tell you guys that there is like super old pennies in here. Like super, super old. They have different like backs. Like it's not, they're very old, and they're super, super old. So I'm excited to go through some of this, like some of them are like so old that they're like super dark, like they you can barely like see. Like I said, you're gonna need a microscope. So I'm taking this with me this weekend, and that's what I'm doing when I go to the desert. I'm gonna go through all this stuff. I still find lots of copper pennies. Yeah. Like JK said, metals are gonna be like the thing, right? It's gonna be okay, Bello. I think, if you can find anything like that, USA isn't issuing pennies of 2026. Why is that? USA isn't issuing pennies of 2026. Well, I think they want to stop. I think they want to do away with change altogether, right? I think that was the thing that they were talking about a while ago, that they just wanted to get rid of like change altogether. Like they just didn't want any change. So I think that was, I don't know whatever happened with that, but I think they just wanted, to get rid of like the pennies and the nickels and the dimes. And so, so I don't know. I'm just, it's really hard to live right now. Let's see, the chat is on this side. Sorry, guys. The patina on the copper can turn almost black brown. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, because they're too expensive. Wild Child, yes. The copper can turn almost black brown. And that's what I see in, like, I can see, like, some of these pennies in here, like, are really super old. I can't wait to go through them this weekend. That's what I'll be doing. Yes, Wild Child. I've gotten to where I can spot them pretty easy. Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I was so psyched when I found this jar. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to go through this and check out what I find. And again, I have like a few rolls of quarters I just bought, a week ago or whatever, and I haven't opened them yet to do laundry. But the last couple weeks I did laundry, and I was like, it took me forever to go do laundry because I was going through every single quarter. Like I was just like looking at it and making sure that it's the right date. I think my husband said anything between 1960 for the quarters, I believe, or 1950. Those are worth a few dollars anyway. And yeah, I don't know. I think, the metals are going to be, very valuable, especially with everything that's, going to be going on, with, this digital ID stuff that's going, our currency is going to change. We have that digital ID that's going to roll out, and that's going to monitor every single thing we do, everything we buy, everything, and Real Thoughts, you also did a video on that. I did too. We both had kind of the similar information, although your video is really, really good. But they, this digital ID and the currency change, Real Thoughts, 1964 and back are 90% silver quarters. Exactly. Yes, 1964. That's what it was. I think that's what my husband said. That's right. And that's what I tried to look for. I actually found, so the bicentennial one was the 1974 to or 1776, something like that. And I found two of them, and I brought them to him, and he's like, yeah, these are worth like $3 to $4. So just, let's save them and keep them. And that's why I'm like, anytime I get quarters, I am going to go through them and save whatever I can and, keep them and save them. But, this whole digital ID thing coming out, and if this guy gets in for mayor in New York City, I don't know I don't know if that's gonna trickle down to other states. I have no idea what's gonna happen with that. Like, he is really going to completely change the whole entire, like, New York is gonna be completely different. Like, if he gets in, and it looks like he's gonna get in. I mean, everybody's for him, and it's all about the money, right? Everybody says it. This is what my husband tells me all the time. It's all about the money. That's all that matters. It's all about the money. So if this guy is promising that he's going to help you, and he's going to make things cheaper for you, and he's going to, do this and that for you. Now, they also lie their asses off. We all know that. But it's all about the money. Everything is all about the money. So, we'll see what happens. They try to make New York City look like a good thing. I know. And everybody is fooled. I think is fooled by it. They're all, like I said, it's all about the money. People are hurting. New York City is another city, again, that, because I'm from New England, and my grandparents came to New York, back in the 30s, and then they migrated to Boston. But I used to go to New York all the time. It used to be beautiful. You found Fifth Avenue with, all the plays and it was gorgeous. It was absolutely beautiful. And now it's a dumping ground. It's awful. There's just tent after tent after tent. Peddlers everywhere. It's very dangerous. There's cops all over the place. I mean, they have to have security everywhere, even in the subways. You guys have seen the stories, heard the stories. We've watched the stories. It's really scary. And now LA is exactly the same way. Like, I used to go to LA all the time. I used to love they had a really good clothing district there, and I used to like to shop there. And I used to like to go to Hollywood and, do the Walk of Fame and, do all that stuff. And I will not step foot near LA. It is just awful. Promise the Moon, they gotta set the trap with some sort of bait and then just let you end up poor. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. That's exactly what I'm talking about is happening. And I feel stuck. Like, I just feel stuck. I have this job that I'm working. Again, I'm not complaining because I'm very fortunate to have a job, because a lot of people don't have a job. And if, we were living in the 80s, I'd probably be super rich off the paycheck that I have now. But in this day and age, what I make, is just not, it's not keeping up. It's just not keeping up. And then the 3% raise that you get every year, what the hell is that going to do? Like, that does nothing. It absolutely does nothing. So, and again, my truck, I paid it off this year. I had a 7-year loan on it. I just paid it off. It has over 100,000 miles. I think the percentage rate, if someone knows a percentage rate on the trucks right now, $5 check. Oh, $5,000 checks. LOL. You're talking about like the Elon Musk thing when they did the Doge thing, the 5K that all the fraud they found, and they were going to give everybody back the money. Yeah, that story died down really fast. They mentioned it once or twice, and then it was gone like that. There was nothing else after that. So, Chicken Express. Explorers. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't, I'm hoping my car lasts. I do take care of it. So, but, I think it's like 7%, to the interest when you buy a car. I think it's 7%, maybe even more. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't been to a dealership in a while, but, I know that if I were to buy another car, it would be probably just as much as my mortgage on my house, So, and then I rent an apartment here, and then everybody's talking about the gas prices. Like I hear this all over the news and all over YouTube, and gas prices have dropped, and you'll just have to settle for being gorgeous lady. That's so sweet. Thank you, Wild Child. That's really sweet. I appreciate that. Thank you. Even though I don't feel it. But everybody's talking about how these gas prices have dropped, and I'm still paying $4.79, $4.89 a gallon. Like, where have these prices dropped? I don't know. Depends on credit score, I think. I buy used. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I happen to have a really good credit score. That's one thing I try to keep. I don't have a lot of credit card debt. I have, 2 credit cards. I keep them super low. Also my husband, we don't do, if we can't buy it cash, we don't buy it. We just don't buy it. We just don't. There are some things that we do have to use a credit card on. So, like, for instance, I just had a procedure. I had a 4-disc fusion surgery on my cervical neck. So, and I had that 5 years ago. And the surgery itself was like $300,000, but at the time, it was like 7-8 years ago. Maybe 9 years ago at the time, I only paid like $6,000 out of my pocket for the surgery. But it's been so long since I've had the surgery that I'm getting the same, like, the same pain is coming back. Like, it's not working anymore. The surgery they did is not working anymore. So eat BF Alabama. Gas is cheap. Oh, East Bum F. I gotcha. Alabama gas is cheap. Gas is $2.60, $2.90 around here. Yeah, it is. It's where you live, right? A few months ago, I posted. So I used to live downtown San Diego, and I had just moved like a year ago. For $4.60. And there was this one gas station that I had to go to because it was right near my house, and it was the easiest place. It was $7.39 a gallon I used to pay when I lived downtown San Diego at this one gas station. It was just insanely crazy. And I paid it because it was convenient. It was right off the highway. It was, right on my way to work. So I ended up paying $7.39 a gallon for gas. And I mean, to fill my truck. So I fill my truck every week, once a week. Luckily, I moved close to where I work, right? So I only drive 16 miles to where I work, which is great. So it costs me about $90 every week to fill my tank, but I also do a 200-mile trip. I think it's 175 miles when I drive to the desert on Fridays, and then when I drive back on Sundays. So that's, but I still, it's $90 a week for gas. That's what I pay, even traveling back and forth to the desert, because I'm fortunate enough to have a job close to where I live, in my apartment. So I was fortunate about that. And again, I'm not complaining that, I'm really fortunate. I have a job. Before this job, I had another really good job. I was a chemist for 10 years, and I was the one that, got to capitalize on, the vaccine testing devices. I was the chemist that made the chemistry that goes on those devices. Looking for a house is in South Alabama, but all call people are buying everything there, escaping. All call people are buying everything there, escaping. Call is insane. Man, I don't know how you do it. Callie, sorry, it's the chat is way over here. Looking for a house in South Alabama, but Cali people are buying everything there. Yeah, so this is what's happening. That's another thing that's happening. California people are out of here. The stuff that's going to happen in 2026 in California is going to be, it's going to push us out. I think. I really do think that. I think it's just going to push us out. I don't think we're going to be able, no matter how much money I make, every year, no matter how much money I make, and I make decent money. Like I said, if I made this money in the 80s, I'd be living good. I'd be considered, wealthy. But not in this day and age. It's really, really bad. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to help another officer. Oh, with their report. Oh, okay, Belt Loop. They must have appreciated that. And that's a tough job, being an officer. Sorry, I feel for you guys. I don't know. I don't remember what state you're in, but these stories, there was a story yesterday of an officer that got killed. He went to a domestic dispute call here in California, and he got shot, and there was a bike chase on the highway. I don't know if you guys saw all that. It was duties of being a supervisor. Oh my God, that's too funny. Anyway, it's dangerous. I would not, and you guys don't get paid enough for that type of job, especially what's going on right now. It's super dangerous everywhere. But I was watching this on YouTube last night or the night before, and this motorcycle chase, I don't know if anybody else saw it, was insane. And he ended up getting, crashing into, I think it was a cop that stopped in front of him, and he crashed and whatever. But they caught the guy, but the officer died. He killed, he was killed. And up in the Delta, I think, part of so that's what they're saying. That's what they were saying. It was some sort of I don't know if it was drugs or what it was, but it was crazy. This guy on this bike was just, it was one of those like racing bike things that he was on. And, he was actually going so fast, and he wasn't even holding the handlebars. He was like doing something to his like backpack, and all of a sudden he smacked right into the car in front of him. It was a pretty crazy thing that I saw. But, unfortunately the cop that, went to the call for the domestic call, he was killed by this guy. And it's really, really dangerous. And I'm watching all these like protests too, and all these ICE people, all these ICE guys, and it's just, the world is nuts right now. It's just absolutely nuts. It's just crazy. I have it on pretty good authority. It's cartel related. I, I, I had a feeling from what I was hearing from the news. I did, I did have a feeling that it had to do something with, um, you know, obviously illegal stuff. Like I said, I'm not sure if it was a drug thing or whatever, but there's a lot of that going on too here. But you know, everybody is fleeing California, and I really want to. I really want to get the hell out of here. It's just I love my home in the desert. I just love it. It's unfortunate that I can't live there full time. You know, I have to. The officers arrested cartel related. The officers arrested cartel related. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that's what I heard on the news, that it was something to do with the cartel. Like I said, I'm not sure if it was drugs or not, but um, I was talking about California and how it's just gotten so bad. Like I used to go to LA all the time. I used to love to go to LA. I used to go to their clothing district and go shopping. Um, I used to go to Hollywood, the Walk of Fame, and, just hang out and just, I was always downtown. Now I will not go near that place. I will not go Chicken Explorers. He's making these emojis. Um, from what I understand, even thought it was part of a sting. Okay. Yeah. It's really getting dangerous. It's really getting dangerous. And even where I live here in the city, I'm 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from my home in the desert. It's not a safe place here either. So I do carry protection. Like I have, you guys know we have firearms out in the desert, and we target practice all the time out there. It's great. That's what you do out there. You can hear it all day long. Everybody, is target practicing. It's awesome. I happen to love it. My husband and I, it's a great hobby of ours. So never been further than West Arizona. Never been further west than Arizona. Yeah. Again, I want to leave California so bad because it's just really, really bad. The taxes, the laws, the whole, everything that's going on with ICE and everything that's going on with these protests. And, but I really love my house in the desert, and I just love it there. And, property in Cali is basically locked at 1%, the purchase price. All those 30-year-old ocean houses basically pay no tax. Most people in other states don't know that. Oh, I didn't know that either. That's crazy. That is insane. I know our taxes aren't cheap, and, our mortgage is not. That's crazy. That is insane. I don't get that. I just don't get it. It's like the rich get richer, and, the poor, I mean, I hate to consider myself that, but I am living paycheck to paycheck now. And a few years that was not the case. I had a nice savings. I still have my 401k, which I started very, very young. I was smart enough to do that. I owned a business for, 10 years, and I did really, really well with it. And so, but I was young and foolish, and I spent a lot of money on stupid things. And I wish, I could go back to that, and not buy $2,000 Louis Vuitton bags and stupid things like that. I used to pay $500 for jeans. I was stupid. I was young and stupid, and just thought, just having those things were the thing to do. And I could have saved all that money and been pretty much okay right now. But, when you're young, you do stupid stuff. There's always been rules there's always been rules for thee and rules for me. Yes, you said it, Belt Loop. There you go. Where would you go if you moved? Okay. So we were looking Missouri, Alabama was one of them. Missouri was another one. There are a lot of us that were young and stupid. Yes, we do. Yes, there. Yes, definitely. Fortunately, I, was smart enough to know that I had to support myself. I immediately, even though I did, I grew up real fast. I had my child when I was young. But I always knew that I had to support myself. So I immediately started, getting certifications on every certification I could get. I did. I went, I didn't go to college because I didn't have money for that, but I am certified in many, many, many different fields. And that's kind of how I got into the chemistry part of it. And now, I'm in the aerospace field, which is amazing. And it's really good. I have friends in both. There are a lot of us. Acreage with no neighbors. Yes. So JK, that's what it is. And that's what I love about it, right? So the house in the desert is just the most peaceful, beautiful place to escape to. And I always think, like, if anything were to happen, like, in the world, like a civil war or any type of anything, right, that would probably be a not so bad place to be, because it's so way out and so far out, although who knows. But I always think that, maybe that's not such a bad place to be, way out there. And, we're, that place is locked down when I tell you. We have cameras that can see miles and miles away, miles and miles away. We have, we're protected. We have our firearms and everything's registered. We're all legal. Everything is, we don't break the law. We're law-abiding citizens. We pay our taxes. We do. And that's the other thing that pisses me off. We have these great citizens that are law-abiding. They pay their taxes. They do things by the book, but someone can go in a store and steal up to $900 worth of whatever and no charges. There's no charges against them. I just, as long as you have access to water and not a bad location. Rule of threes. Yeah, so we do have our own water source, and that was one of the reasons why we bought that place, is we have a well. And then we put in a water filtration system, a massive water filtration system, so that we're able to, hey, Slingshot, welcome. Hey, what's up? We're talking about money, finances, all kinds of stuff, moving, and just all kinds of stuff. We're abiding until they change the laws. Yeah, see, that's the other thing. And that's what I'm waiting for, civil war to break out. Like, I don't see anything else that it looks like that's the future, that's what's going to happen. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what's going to happen. It's very scary. So I just, Wild Child asked, where would we move to? And like I said, I would probably move to someplace really rural, like I said, Missouri, Alabama, I was thinking Tennessee, but Tennessee is even kind of getting a little rough, I think. I have a lot of family on the East Coast, which I would never move back to. The weather conditions out there are just horrific. It's just, I'm using my main channel right now. I guess I could come in with my other channels. Be right back. Okay, no problem. No problem. I actually want to go on. I want to go on as a guest on one of your lives that you do, Belt Loop. So I think I'm ready. I am super shy, but I think I definitely want to try it. A lot of people are moving to Tennessee, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a big state. That's what I hear. But People are fleeing California by the thousands. Like they are fleeing, and that's why I think all our taxes are going up. Okay, so I hit the like button again. There are some good reasons to change channels. Oh, cool. Awesome. Thank you. I'd love to have you on the panel. I next time, I promise I definitely want to go on. You guys look like you are having such a good time and I wanted to be a part of it so bad, but like I said, I'm super shy, but I will you guys are super cool and just we're having a good time and I would absolutely like it. Okay, I'll see you. I live in an old mining town. There is a ghost in my house. Steven, we live where we live across the 62, and the mountains across from us, is all the old gold mines. And we used to have a four-wheeler and we used to drive up there all the time. And I always used to be like digging for gold. Dig for gold to see if I can find something. I was like, oh man, let me see if I can, find just something, any little thing. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. All right, Slingshot, thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. And I was always like, let me see if I can, pick around the edges here and see if I can find something. But, those mines are freaking crazy. They're like 10 feet down and there's just enough to get my body in there. Like it's just literally, they're tiny. They're tiny, tiny, tiny holes. And you could still see the wooden steps to get up and the pulleys. And it's really cool to see. Joshua Tree does some of the tours for those mines and they take people up there. Obviously the mines are, the tops are gated and you can't really, do anything, but it's cool to see. It's super cool to see. But I always kind of thought, maybe the mines go deep, too dangerous. Yeah. Oh, it's super dangerous. I tried to drop a rock down. I got a big rock and I dropped it down because I wanted to hear how, when it would hit the ground. And it was like a good minute before we heard anything. So I know they go for miles. And I know they were super, super unsafe back in the day in the 30s and 40s. But what they used to do, my door handle moves up and down and opens. Okay. Hey, David, didn't know you were on. The thumbnail is gray. Oh, I did put a thumbnail on. I don't know why YouTube does that. I always put my thumbnail on and it always turns gray. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know why that happens, but I set a thumbnail on there. So that kind of sucks because I don't think I can change it while I'm on live. But Steven, that's pretty freaky. That's really freaky. I think I'd move the hell out of that house. I think I would get the hell out of there. That would scare the shit out of me. I don't think I could handle that. You too. Oh, I am sorry. I forgot to comment. I hit the like button again. Thank you so much. Thank you. You too, please. David, hello. I don't know. If I were you, I would definitely, what's up, Desert-Livin? What's up, YouTube police? Yes, but it's Belt Loop. I love it. He has a bunch of channels, actually. That's really cool. He has a bunch of good channels. He has a bunch of really good channels. But anyway, I would be completely freaked out if that shit was happening in my house. I would be like right out of there. But anyway, I always like wanted to, go back up to those mines and see maybe I can, squeeze in there and start digging. I actually venture off the property anyway. I think I told you guys. Well, now YouTube police is intimidating. Desert was in, I thought that's Belt Loop. He has a bunch of channels. He's a police officer. Super cool guy. He's the guy that I want to go on his live, on his panel one time, hopefully. Yeah, no, David, he's that's too funny. Yeah, he rolled up with the badge. LOL. I love it. I love it. Um, I do venture out. We have 5 acres out there, so and I think our property it's fenced in. I think an acre, a little over an acre. So I like to collect like rare stones and gems. So I do go off the property, but again, there's snakes everywhere, and I have to wear high boots. And I told you guys about my dog getting bit by a snake, and it was just the most poisonous snake in the world. It was crazy. And we had been living there for a while, and that was the first time that has ever happened. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy. I hit the like button again. I love you, Belt Loop. You are the best. You are the best. You're a great supporter. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Yes, a man of many hats. Yes. By the way, I have no jurisdiction on the internet. That includes YouTube, so no authority on YouTube. Yeah, David, it's too funny. You scared the hell out of David. David's cool though. He's another good. He's another good. Okay, I'll be right back. I just have a few different channels, different interests. Yeah, see, that's the other thing. I have so much different content on my channel. I just have like everything because I like to talk about everything, but it's a pain in the ass to manage like 5 different channels. Like it's a pain in the ass. And I think, I'm not sure, but I thought YouTube you can only create like 2 channels, right? I know Real Thoughts Project, you have another channel which is Driving Daily, which I love. But I don't know if you can create more than 2 channels. I'm not sure. Well, obviously you can somehow. I'm not really sure, but I can barely manage this channel. It's, and I do have a second channel for my AI, because I had a lot of AI on this channel and people really liked Frenchies. So they really didn't want to watch the AI and the Frenchies. So I had to separate. I think you can have like 100. What? David says yes, 2 per person. I don't know. I never really looked. I just know that I needed to create a different channel because I had people saying, I don't want to watch your... Oh, I hit the like button again. I have 5 channels. I have friends with 9 1 with more than that, I think. So I don't know how. I thought you were only able to have 2 channels, but I don't know. Like I said, I can barely handle this one, and I have my other channel, which is just slowly. I have like 35 subscribers on that one, and it's basically only AI information. That's all I cover on that channel. So I had most of all of that on this channel because I love to cover like a lot of different things. I don't have a niche. I just don't. I like to cover everything that's going on. Like now I'm into the coin thing and, just the digital ID thing. I like, world events, things like that. Maybe I have another one that I ain't sharing at the moment, maybe, but they didn't say anything to me. Yeah. So, yeah, David said, yeah, only 2 per person. But I've seen people with like, I know people have more than, 2 or 3 channels. So I'm not sure. I've had most of them for about 3 to 4 years. Wow. Yeah, see, I've only been doing this like since April. So like 5 or 6 months. So, this channel is nothing but about animals. Yeah, okay. See, that's why I had to separate what I had. I had a lot of AI, I was so into like the whole thing that was going on with Elon Musk and Sam Altman and OpenAI. And I was so interested in that because those 2 were like so tight back in 2015 when they started OpenAI, and they were like so close and just best friends. And then it turned into a nightmare. So I really I did a lot of research on that and what happened. And I was so interested in that. And then when Elon got into the White House, helping out, Trump was behind Elon's back making deals with Sam Altman, who had a lawsuit against Elon Musk had a lawsuit against Sam Altman at the time. And so Trump's making deals with Sam Altman, who Elon Musk is suing. Like, it was just a crazy, crazy, crazy mess. And I just wanted to find out what was going on with all that stuff. Like, I was so interested in that. And then I'm interested in AI to begin with, because I know AI is going to take over the world. I know that, my job is probably not going to be there. I won't have it that I won't have my job for long. I already know, like, I think I said this in my live stream last Sunday. I program, I do a lot of coding, VBA coding. I do a lot of formulating, and I use in-house programs. We have the place that I work at has, it's classified programs. And, so every day I'm, developing these, technical, formulations and things like that. And then IT will do an update. They'll do an update on that program. And then the next update that comes out, okay, so all you have to do is click this button now and your whole thing will just pop up. And so guess what? I just trained that AI to do the job that took me 3 months to get that formulation. Like, it's really scary. So I know AI is coming. I know I don't know what they're going to do with all these people that are going to be out of work. I'm missing all the stuff in the chat. I've been blocked just for saying hello with the channel. So be careful if you add a new channel. Oh, okay. I'm not a fan of Sam. Real thoughts, you have no idea. That guy is evil. And I'm not saying Elon Musk doesn't have his he's not no angel either, but Sam Altman is the worst human being. Peter Thiel, Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, at least, he's actually, I feel that he's trying to help humanity. Like, he has this Neuralink and this whole entire thing where people, are so disabled that they can't talk, they can't do it. And he's helped these guys, like, actually talk and move again. And, like, I mean, the things Elon is doing, and with, his whole Tesla and his SpaceX, and at least he has, he's trying to help humanity, as from what that's my own opinion. But Sam Altman is the evilest, manipulative, backstabbing, money hungry, doesn't care about the world, doesn't care about anything. His AI, I will never, ever, ever use ChatGPT, ever. I have never used ChatGPT. I will never use ChatGPT. If I do use an AI, because AI lies, they all lie. And the minute you use AI and they tell you the incorrect information, and you go back in and you say, hey, listen, I looked it up and you're wrong, and you tell them the right information, you're training that AI. So you just gave them the right information, and they'll come back to you and say, oh, yes, you're right. I'm sorry. You are correct. And I will make sure, I fix that. So do not, if you don't have to use AI, don't. But if I do, I use Grok, which is Elon, or Anthropic, which is Claude Opus 4. And now Claude Opus 4, which is Anthropic, was also part of OpenAI. So when Elon split from OpenAI, Anthropic, the guy that runs Anthropic, also split. and started Anthropic. So there were four major people. It was Elon, Sam Altman, the guy that runs Anthropic, I can't remember, and Iliac, which is the scientist. And when OpenAI finally like separated, they all went their own ways. And then the guy, I forget his name, it's killing me now because I did the video on it. He started Anthropic, which is Claude Opus 4, which is a very good AI. And then Elon started Grok, and then Sam Altman kept OpenAI and ChatGPT. And there's, Suchir Balaji was, I'm sorry, I think he was murdered. I think Sam Altman had something to do with it, and that's my own opinion. Okay, you don't use AI. Keeping it organic. Yeah. So that's why I say, like, when I do research, I go into news articles and I go into news stories, and I go to Wikipedia and try to get some information, and then maybe I might verify through an AI to see what they have to say when I'm getting ready to do a video. But the don't use AI. They're wrong half the time, and then when you go to correct them, you're actually training them. So it's not a good thing. But I feel that the robots are coming. I've done several videos about the robots. I don't know if I'll be going live this weekend. I'm traveling to Texas tomorrow to go hang out with my buddy Devil Dog. We're going to a Renaissance fair. It's a pirate day on Saturday. I think I was telling you actually when we were like chatting that I used to go all the time to these Renaissance fairs, and they were a blast. There are all these pirates, and you'd buy these big ass turkey legs, and it was just a lot of fun, and everybody's dressed up and they're playing the part, and it was really, really cool. I loved, and that's kind of my favorite era of time, is actually like all the knights and the castles, and that era of time is just one of my favorites. I just love everything about it. The Legend of King Arthur is one of my favorite movies. I could probably recite that movie word for word because I've watched it so many times. But anything to do with, that era of time is like my favorite. David says, I thought YouTube police was the real deal. Got up to lock the doors and hide in the closet. Oh my God, David, that's too funny. I argue with AI from time to time. It's pointless, of course, but I sometimes receive some enjoyment from it. That's true too. That's true. I'm a real police officer, David, but my jurisdiction is not on the internet. I am a police officer that makes content. Yeah, he's super cool, David. You gotta probably subscribe to him because you'd really like his stuff. And again, he has many channels, so it's a lot of fun. I'm sure you have a blast, Belt Loop, on YouTube. So I guess I am the real deal to some degree, but not in another fashion. I need real thoughts. I need a lot of that stuff growing up. I read a lot of that stuff growing up. Yes. Yeah, I'm super interested in all that era of time. And like I said, I love any type of movie of like that. I'm like anything like Roman Empire stuff. Thank you for those kind words. Oh, you're welcome. I love your channel. I love everything about your channel. I love your community. I have a great time with you guys. Devil Dog is awesome. That learning session about Da Vinci a week ago, whatever, was super cool. You guys just got it going on. It's a really good community. And I actually joined a couple of your channels. So I really, really do like them. There's other communities I belong to too, but they're not, they're I don't know if I don't know if I fit in some of them. I still go to them, but sometimes I feel like maybe I don't fit in. But I feel like your community, they're very intelligent, and I'm not saying that others aren't. I'm just saying that I tend to, have more in common with, I think, your community than others. So I had somebody accuse me of being an AI voice. There are a lot of awesome people that hang out in the community around me. Yes. Thanks. Don't watch them unless you enjoy the content. Not everything is made for everyone. That is so true. I think Real Thoughts, I think you did something about this too. Real Thoughts, you have an amazing channel. You're super intelligent. Like you're extremely intelligent. You're very fluent in your speaking, extremely smart, and I was so lucky to meet all of you guys. Actually, I'm really fortunate that I got to meet you guys. And so that's I watch your channel a lot, and I get a lot of information from you, and I feel like I relate to that. Like I said, there's other communities where I'm like, I don't know if I like just connecting, but some communities it's kind of hard if you don't feel like you fit into them. So, but can you drop your link, Real Thoughts? Yeah, you have to. About Loop, he has a great. He has two channels, Driving Daily, and then he has Real Thoughts Project. And he's super smart and just really, really, really cool. And David, I believe you actually subbed to him too. I think you told me that. Or JK, it was one of them that said that they subbed to Real Thoughts. But anyway, it's it's great. I do love doing this. I was hoping that I would be able to make enough money on YouTube to maybe retire. Every time I say I want to retire, people are like, you don't look like you're ready to retire. But I'm getting up there in age. I just take care of myself, I guess. But I wanted to just make a small income that I could just live at my house in the desert with my husband and my dogs. And it's really hard because I can't. I have to live singly during the week in a really rough neighborhood. But like I said, I do have protection, and I'm not afraid to use it. I grew up in a really bad, environment when I was young, so I'm used to this kind of thing. It's unfortunate that it is the way it is, but I just want to live with my family. That's all. I just don't like living by myself during the week. It sucks, and that's why I like having YouTube, because it gives me something to do during the week when I'm home. So if you search Real Thoughts Project, it should be the first one. I'm Driving Daily too, Belt Loop. We spoke Monday on the live. Oh, you guys did? That would be difficult. It would probably be impossible if you had a group of people that joined a membership program or have a lot, and I mean a lot of subs. Yeah, that actually watched your stuff. Yeah, that's the other thing. This is the other thing I found now that you said that about Loop. So I'm not going to say the name, but one of the communities that I did join, the people in the chat were like, yeah, I'll sub to you, I'll sub to you, I'll sub to you. And the very next day they're gone. Like, they just want to shout out that they're subbing you, but when you go on the next day, they're not there anymore. So I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like it. It's like, if you're gonna sub, go check out the channel, see if you like it, and then sub. But just don't say you're gonna sub and then take yourself off. Like, that YouTube doesn't like that. That messes up the algorithm. It messes up my channel. It's just not good. It's just when searching the at sign is needed. Yes, I still would like Real Thoughts to drop his link. Yeah, he can actually about loop. I can actually think I can make you a mod, right? Let's see. Yes, add as moderator. Okay. I think I can add you as moderator. David, I'll do the same for you. Real Thoughts. Okay. And then who else was in here? Let's see. David, I think I made you moderator. So, yeah. Yes, you guys can connect and check things out. And yeah, so I just, yes, it's important to actually like the content. It's a huge issue that you're talking about desert. Yeah. So again, that's just one of these communities that I'm in, and everybody's there. Oh, I'm going to support you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to support you. And then, they'll sub to the channel, and then I'll be all excited, because I'm trying to get my channel up. I'm working really hard. I invested a lot of equipment. I invested a lot of time. Did you get your... Yeah. Okay. And I really like doing this. So I'm trying really hard to build. And then you have all these people, going to your channel, joining your channel. And then the next day everybody's gone, like that. And it just messes everything up. Like it really does. It does bad things to your channel. So, I don't like, Wild Child. Yeah, it's not help. I'm going to make you a mod too. Add as moderator. Save. Yes, Wild Child. It's not. It does not help. It just does not help for anything. It messes up the algorithm on your channel. Apparently, I'm not your first subscriber at David. Thanks. Yeah, it doesn't, it's worse for your channel. It makes it worse. So I just, I'm pissed off. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you actually do that? So, when I'm on these community chats, I actually take the time, I go look at the content, I look at the channel, and I make sure that it's something that I'm going to watch. I don't want 3,000 channels on my YouTube that I'm not going to watch. It's just not, it's just not a good thing. And it really does damage to your channel when they subscribe and unsubscribe. That's not what it's there for. So, so some of these communities, like I said, I just don't, sometimes I just feel like, maybe I don't belong here, but, I don't know. I'm just trying to get myself out there. And, that's why I've kind of like, looked for certain communities. And I mean, I found Real Thoughts in one of them. I found Belt Loop and Wild Child, like I found a lot of good people. I'm not saying that there's not a lot of good people there, because there are. But it's just the ones that, just want to, I don't know, make themselves look good in the chat saying, I'm going to sub to you. I'm going to sub to you. And then, the next day they're gone, and that ruins my channel. It just does nothing for me. So, and I'm really, really, really trying to, get this channel off the ground, because eventually I would like to, Poetic. Oh, Poetic. She's another one I have met through a community. She's great. I love her. She's just a sweetheart, just amazing content. And Poetic, I am so glad you're here right now, because I have something to ask you. You have music on your channel, and you have some amazing music on your channel. And I want to know if you use Suno. I want to be able to put music on my channel, but I just did this video like a couple of days ago about Suno, and Suno is an amazing program. You can make like all kinds of music. You could use your voice and like just do amazing things with this program, and I want to use it so bad. But as I was looking into it and researching it, people are getting sued left and right for copyright. So I found this copyright lawyer on YouTube, and she was saying that in order to use Suno, you have to file a copyright application if you're going to use any AI generated music. So I was wondering how you're getting your music. Like, are you going through that process? Are you actually filing these copyright applications? Because it's super expensive, and I think JK or David told me how expensive it is to file one of these copyright applications. I remember the story about the lady who gave the 2 coins at the church. The man who made such a big deal about their contribution received their credit now. The lady got hers later. I saw that video, Desert. Oh, you did see it? I don't think I saw that video, Desert. I didn't think commenting. I meant to, but the legal stuff is very interesting. New territory, I guess. Poetic says she hasn't had any problems. I just pay $10 a month. Okay. Okay, so there is a thing. This lawyer said that if you do pay the fees to the program, to Suno, because there's tiers of fees that you pay on what you can make. And I do see the disclaimer, Poetic, on your videos, and that's a must. That disclaimer has to be there on your video before you play any type of music made from Suno. I did learn that. But this copyright lawyer broke it down, and it's on my video, and it was scary because now this Suno program has been out for, I don't know, a few months now, maybe a year. And during this past year, people have been making music with it, and now everybody's getting sued. Everybody's getting copyright. Everybody's getting sued. So I was almost there to subscribe. I actually went to the copyright website to fill out an application to see what the process is, and it's extensive. You got to be very detailed on what you're doing. They want to know word for word what it is that you're doing. I don't think it's a problem if you're not monetizing the song. It would appear as, at Real Thoughts. Yeah, so I would love to actually, because Poetic, your stuff is off the charts. Like, just, it's really good. You do so well with your stuff. I'm like really impressed with your videos. Just everything, how you get everything together, and just your layout, and it's just really good. Hey Ace, what's happening? Welcome. Yeah, so I really wanted to. And then there was the other program, Soro. So Soro is another program where people are getting sued left and right for copyright, because they're using like Disney characters, and I saw a lot of like Kobe Bryant like videos from it, and they're all like parodies of, they're funny as hell. Some of these Sora videos are hilarious. They're insanely funny. But it's just, hey, Chili, hi, welcome. Yeah, so glad to see you. I'm really nervous about it. I just don't want to be, I'm so new at this, and I just don't want to have to go through that whole lawsuit thing. And I know a lot of people, if you really look into this, go to that video. She has a bunch of websites and a bunch of links that that break it all down about using these, these music videos. Just chilling. Welcome everybody. I'm glad you joined. I just read your comments. Yes. I really, really want to. Like I would, because you can sing. You can. It's like a little music studio type of thing. Like if you pay the full membership fee for this Suno, you could make all kinds of like really great music, and you could sing, and you could, but it's got to go through this copyright law. You've got to fill out the application and pay the fees and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I saw your stuff, and one of the things they said was that you have to have this disclaimer when you're using it, and I see that on your videos, Poetic. I see the disclaimer there. So and yes, you do pay. Yeah. So I really would love to use the program, but I was just like, I don't know how how it all works, and now I'm hearing about all these lawsuits, and just I'm like really scared to actually use it. But I would love to add music, and I know there's I think Belt Loop told me about this, or either Belt Loop or Devil Dog told me about a royalty-free music channel for YouTube. It might have been Belt Loop. And I just actually, before I started this live, I went to that, and they have, some music there, but, it's okay. It's okay. When and if you stop paying the copyright is discontinued for the right to use. Yeah. And that's the other thing. If you're not paying a copyright, Poetic, they can use your stuff. Like they have the right to take your material if you don't have that application. That's the other thing this lawyer said in this video. They have rights to all your stuff, like anything you do, and you're super, super creative, and they can take whatever they want. So that's why I was like, oh my God, I would hate to work so hard on everything, and they have the rights to everything. So good thing I don't do copyright strikes. Yeah, it's tough. But this program, Suno, I want it so bad, and I want the Sora program too. But YouTube had an audio library. You can get music. Yes, you told me about this. They list what copyrights are given when you use their stuff. I do the same thing at Real Thoughts Project. Okay. David, so doesn't CapCut. Oh, so doesn't CapCut. Yeah, David, CapCut does have music. They do. But if I use CapCut music, they copyright me. So I don't get it. I need to see how much this copyright stuff costs. Yeah, go to that video. I have the video. It's you'll see it. It says copyright, free something is the title, and the lawyer is on that video. And you'll see many videos. Once you see her that video, she'll take you to all her other videos, which I watched. And she's a copyright lawyer, so she knows her stuff. But David is completely right. I have used CapCut music, and I've gotten copyright strikes from it's like, why would you have it on there if you're going to get a friggin' copyright? Like, it pissed me off. So just everybody be careful with that stuff. Well, I say that I have one or two AI things, but need to make sure they're not monetized. Yeah, CapCut. David says CapCut in fine print can use your content. Oh, your video on it seems interesting. Oh, thank you. Yeah, check it out. It has some good information. Yeah, and Poetic, check it out. The only thing that seems 100% safe is YouTube audio. That's what Bella was saying. Unless you make your own music from scratch, right? But even if you do on Suno, okay, so this is the thing I found out through this lawyer. Even if you do make your own music using the AI through Suno, they still have the rights to take your stuff unless you have the copyright application filed with the copyright state or whatever, the copyright administration or whatever. Even if it's your own music. And I just was listening to another guy that said they took all his shit. He made his own music and they took it all. And I just was like, oh my God, I can't believe this stuff is going on. Hey, Michelle. Hi. Welcome. Welcome. Glad to see you. Yeah, so agreed at Real Thoughts Project. Yeah, it's a very, touchy, very thin line to I need to do more research about it. And when I watch your videos, Poetic, I'm like, I love them, and I love the music, and I love just everything about it. And one of the main things, like I said, is to have that disclaimer, and you do that, and you do pay. But if you don't have a copyright application, they can take all your stuff. Like, you don't have any rights to the stuff you're making. So just be protected and check out that video because it explains it. YouTube can ding a person for their music. Some songs cannot be played longer than 60 seconds without being demonetized, right? And right now I probably shouldn't worry because I'm not getting monetized. So it's, I probably shouldn't even worry about it. But, I just, Poetic. I've been wanting to talk to you so bad about this because I was just like, I would die if they took your stuff. Like, I would just watch that video, and, maybe you're covered, maybe you're good because you're paying, but I don't think you have full rights to your stuff. That's all I'm saying. I just think that, yes, David, it's hard when live streaming on my other channel. I've streamed from the racetrack and I have to run away from the music. Yes, that's the other thing, music in the background. I've had live streams stopped because a certain band, yes, was mentioned and their album cover was shown, not played, mind you. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, Poetic, check it out. It'll give you some information about how to protect your stuff because your stuff is really good. And I would be totally pissed off if they stole my stuff. But they have the rights to your stuff if you're not filing the right copyright application. And I believe either David or JK said that it's expensive to file it for 1 or 2 songs or something like that. I did go through the application process because I wanted to see what it was like. So I started it. I watched this lawyer's video, and she tells you how to actually file. And so I did start filing the application. And when it came time to pay, that's when I stopped. When you're filing this copyright application, you have to be word for word. I made this face with 2 eyes and a nose and a mouth, and I gave her red lipstick, and I have her singing. It's so much information. They need detailed word for word everything on this application. It was crazy. It was crazy of what the information they want. On that. So I made a video, and I was like, does anybody know like how to do this or what's going on? Like, how can, does anybody out there know anything about this? And, a couple people, I think it was Bell Loop that said, just don't stay away from it. So, if you want to be monetized, though, it's good to keep that in mind for the future. Yes, exactly. And that's my goal. My goal is to eventually, get monetized. I'm hoping for that, someday. it's, that is my goal. I, would like to, again, I really love doing YouTube. I love it. I love researching. I love doing videos. I love, I probably should have been a reporter. When I am in the wrong field, I probably should have been a reporter, because I really do love like researching and finding out information, and getting in on all the background of everything, and just reading, just reading and reading and reading. I just love just reading. And I like presenting the stuff that I learned. I just like presenting it. So YouTube is a good outlet for me. And like I said, I live alone during the week, so it's great. I get to like record videos and do a lot of research, and then, I'm finding out about all these new programs that are, that can take your channel to another level, like just completely, Suno is one of them. Like, it could completely take your channel to another. I mean, that program is amazing. And I've worked with a lot of different programs. I've Runway, DaVinci. I mean, I've tried them. I've been through all of them. Another one is N8N. So N8N is like creating an AI. You can create an AI with N8N. And that program is ridiculous. So, but that again is mainly creating an AI bot to go do. It's basically, N8N is basically for like businesses, right? If you want to create an HR department, you create all these bots, and they do, you program them to different AIs, and they go out and do the work for you. So you can create, an HR department. You can create a production department. It's a really cool program. It's not hard to use if you know a little bit of coding. If you don't know any coding, it'll kind of be a little bit hard, but N8N is a great program. I actually got it. Are you okay with dropping a few links? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. So what, you mean from links from other people? Yeah. David, I didn't give you a moderator. Hold on. Let me get you there. Sorry. Add as moderator. Sorry about that. Let me hook you guys up. There we go. Yeah, so I just want to be careful with all that stuff, because eventually, yes, I would love to be links. Oh, links for non-blues. Yeah, I'm trying my hardest to get myself out there. And like I said, I really enjoy this. I love, going into the communities. I love, all of it. I just love creating content, and I love editing, and I love, all this stuff. It's great. It does help that, oh, you sub to Wild Child. That's one of the best. I love Wild Child. She's got the Bugaboo, which is, I featured Bugaboo on one of my Saturday shows. She has this gorgeous, I don't know if it's a bulldog, a little bulldog. It's the cutest dog. It's just the cutest dog. It's just the beautiful, and the costumes that Wild Child does a very good job with her dog. She is great with the music, and that little dog is just, oh, I just want him so bad. Oh, I just want her. I just want to kiss her. She's the cutest thing in the world. People will see and hear you, and they will sub to you. Just saying. Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, like I said, I really hope that happens. Again, I'm really small. I'm only, I think, at 300 right now. I started back in April. I was hoping to be a lot higher than that right now, but it's a lot of work, and I work 50 hours a week. So I don't have a lot of time to put into it. And I know a lot of people work, a lot. So You're doing well, Desert. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the support. I appreciate all you guys. I really, really do. Um, but yeah, I work a lot and I know everybody else does too, but I have a really complicated job. It's extremely stressful um, and I know Bell Loop, you have a complicated, being a police officer is not that's not a job I would ever want. It's a dangerous, dangerous job to be in, but I do, work a lot, and I am one of the top. I don't know how to put it. I'm very involved in a lot of the projects that go on in this company. So, I'm very involved in a lot of the stuff there. So, there's a lot of responsibility. LOL, it's a job. Yes, it's a job, right? Or a combination of both. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So, I mean, when I come home, I have, I can do, I can do YouTube and I can do the research and create my content. I have 2 live shows every week. So I have my live show on Frenchies because I love dogs and animals. So I do that on Saturdays, every Saturday at 11:30, and then I do my live show outdoors on Sunday mornings at 8:30. And that's the live on Sunday. I get thousands. Like the last time I did, it wasn't last week. It was the week before that I had 1,000 people on that live, and it was crazy. Last week I had about 400 or 500. It's usually about 400 or 500 every time I do it my Sunday live because it's outdoors. It's it's English bulldog. Okay, yes, it's showing the desert. I like to go over to some of the creepy houses that are empty, and I'll show you how they lived back in the day, because those are the gold mines, right? So if you worked in the gold mine back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, they gave you 5 acres of land and a house, and that's was what they did. So if you worked the gold mine, you got 5 acres and you got a house. Well, a lot of those houses now obviously are, torn down, broken down, or whatever. But it's very interesting to go to because you could see the water systems and you can see how they have tanks of water that used to be delivered to them. And you could see how they got their water, and it was all gas. They have gas stoves, and the stoves are still, everything is still in the house. But there's no walls or anything like that. It's just a big empty shell, basically. But I love going over to those houses and just looking and, exploring how, they used to live back in the day, and, how they cooked and stuff like that. So, real thoughts. 1,000 people is a lot on a live. It was a lot. I think JK was there and David was there, and they were like, "Man, this is crazy." I had people from Australia and all over the place. Everybody. I just had so many different people. So there was a really good live. But my Sunday lives are really good because they're outdoors, like I said, and the military base is right behind me. So sometimes you can hear the practices going off as I'm doing my live. Last Saturday, this was a crazy thing. Last Saturday, there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these military helicopters going by my house. And I was like, oh my God, we're at war. I couldn't believe there was just too many going by. And I know we have the base behind us and they do their practices, but they were coming from a different area. They were coming from the Arizona area, it felt like. And they just kept coming and they were flying really, really low. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. It's really happening. It was a lot, but only it was simultaneously for watch hours. Yes. Yeah. Oh, you mean the live stream, David? Yes. Right. So anyway, all these helicopters, these military helicopters are flying left and right over my house. It must have been, I can't even, I couldn't count how many, but I was like, oh my God, this is it, it's starting. And little did I know that Camp Pendleton was having like a 200-year anniversary, I guess, at their base, and that's where all the helicopters were going. So it was it was hilarious because I was like, get ready, this is happening. I don't know what's going on. And oh my God, it was just like, and then I found out later in the afternoon that, Camp Pendleton was having a 200-year anniversary or something. Yeah, poetic, 1,000. 1,000, on the chat itself, there was like 400 or 500 people. And then at the end, when you close your, when you end your stream, it tells you your stats, right? It tells you how many people were in and out. And it was 1,060 people or something like that on that chat a couple Sundays ago. It was crazy. It was really, really crazy. Yes, I'm watching in my off time. Oh, at Desert, you sure it wasn't one helicopter flying in a circle? David, I like your sense of humor. No, I'm telling you, it was a lot of helicopters. There were a lot. There was just too many. Because I thought for sure like something was going down. And I ran in the house and I'm like, oh my God, it's happening, it's happening. I'm yelling at my husband, and he comes out and he's like, it's, there may have been 20 or 30 of them, but it just seemed like, because they were flying so low. But it ended up being that Camp Pendleton in California, they were having like a 200-year anniversary thing that they were doing. So, and I have access to helicopters and all sorts of, spy equipment. Oh, so this is the other thing. If a civil war breaks out, this is the other thing I wanted to ask. So I know I was chatting with someone and they had a radio, like a transistor, like communication radio. And I wondered, like, if anything were to happen, right, in the world, would something like that, would you be able to still communicate like through something like that? Like I don't know if you've like watched, like, I don't know, like Greenland was one of my favorite movies. But that was about an asteroid hitting the Earth. But I always, like, at the end of the movie, they had these communications. And it was through like, like a CB, like, back in the old days, the CBs, and they were communicating. Even though the asteroid hit the Earth, they were still able to communicate from Australia to, to Africa, to, to Florida, to wherever. But do you do ham? Ham radio. I don't know what that is. I was being sarcastic with the helicopter comment. I may not read the written word. I don't have a ham radio, but I do. I have a statewide radio. Oh, goes with the job, of course, right? You're a cop. I don't think you can make a radio out of ham. Oh my God, you guys are hilarious. Anyway, I wondered, like, because how are people going to communicate? Because your phones are going to be locked out, and, you're not going to be able to, TVs are going to be out, phones are going to be out. There's not going to be, the shit's going to be bad if anything ever happens. So I always wondered, like, because back in the day, my grandfather had a CB and he was chatting with everybody, like all around the world. And, he would keep it on for the police updates, like he would have the CB and he would listen to all the stuff that was going on, all the calls that were being called in from the, the police stations. Yeah, we got a 410 down the road or whatever the codes are. he would sit there and listen to all of that. So I was wondering, I wonder if that, still kind of is a way to communicate if something were to happen, because I know, obviously phones would be down, TVs would be down, the whole electric grid would be down. It wouldn't be a good thing. So I was just like wondering, hey, is there a way to communicate? The truck drivers, right? They have stuff like that. So I don't know. But anyway, that was just a thought I had. But yeah, I do love living, in the desert, and I want to live there full time. So I was hoping YouTube would kind of be that small income that I could get, just enough to, pay the bill. Because if I could get rid of the bills here, because I pay a rent, we pay double bills. I have the bills at the house in the desert, and I have the bills here at my apartment. And then the gas traveling back and forth, and the car insurances, and the food bills, food. It's crazy. So if I could actually get rid of this part of the bills, I'd be able to live in the house on a small income, and I was hoping that I could get that with YouTube eventually. So I don't know, maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, but or a shortwave radio. Still here in the background. Thank you, Poetic. I love you, honey. You're a sweetheart. I saw your video today of you singing, and it was your voice is. I don't know why you weren't a singer. Your voice is incredible. You were in the car singing, and it was just insane. Now I like to sing, and I think I have a decent a voice. I grew up in a musical family, but my husband's like, no, don't do it. Interesting. Google is using just ham rather than, yeah, Poetic. Your voice is amazing, and I think I can sing pretty good. My mom was an amazing singer. She had the gift. She just had the gift. It was just, she could sing opera like insane. And I always, through the years, everybody was like, wow, you can really sing really, really good. And my husband is like, no, just don't do it. But, so I've backed away of, making a fool out of myself singing on, I know the source is always asking, let's everybody sing, and, I really want to. But your voice, I can't, there's no competing there. It's just really, really good. So sometimes I amuse myself. I remember Ham always being Ham. Sometimes I amuse myself. The Mandela effect. When are we going to hear you? When I get brave enough. I know Belt Loop, I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to get on his panel one day when I'm brave enough to get on his panel. I'm super shy, Poetic. I think, like when I did that interview with the source, the 5 questions, oh my God, I was shaking in my I was sweating and shaking and so nervous. Oh my God. Darling, you are a great singer. I think JK has heard me before, but I do love to sing. And like I said, I came from, a musical family. So, but I don't think I can compare to Poetic. She's just, she's very, very, extremely amazing. And that was a cappella. She had nothing else going on. It was just her, and it was just out of control. So, talk slow, think fast. I was so nervous too. I know you didn't look at, and you sang, you did not look, you did so good on that interview. But I'm super insecure. First of all, I have a lot of like issues from my childhood, and just super insecure, and I don't know. I just was so nervous, about doing the interview with him. And it's funny because when he asked me for the information, like he's like, give me a channel description and give me a little bit of background about yourself. I literally wrote him like a 4-page letter. It was like a book of everything, I started off when I was a baby and just gave him all this information. And, I sent pictures and all kinds of stuff. And he was so funny. It was hilarious. Obviously, you would be welcome on either one. Aw, thank you, Beltlube. Thank you. Trouble is, I'm getting old and take some medication, which has a memory loss side effect. Oh, so sometimes my brain takes a break when I am talking. Oh, I have this. Yeah, I have the same thing. I'm getting old too. So it's, yes, I'm insecure, very insecure. And that's part of my problem with YouTube, actually. A lot of like the stuff that I do, especially with AI, because there's so much information with AI, that I do use a teleprompter when I do my videos, my AI videos, because I can't remember all the information. I just can't. There's so much information I want to cover in those AI videos that I do have a teleprompter that I read from when I do my AI videos, because I want to get the right information out there. I want it the way it's supposed to be presented. So on my AI videos, yes, I use a teleprompter, just because I'm not a fluent speaker like Real Thoughts is and others. So I do. Oh, you are so beautiful. Oh, thank you. People don't always feel. People just don't always feel that way about themselves. I know everybody has issues, and I don't know. I'm just insecure. I've always been insecure. I had a rough childhood, so that doesn't help. But thank you for the compliment. That's really sweet, and I think you're beautiful too. But I don't think I could ever use a teleprompter. Belt loop, if on the AI stuff, that's the only time I use it, is when I do the AI stuff, is because I had to stop Creator after 5 years for cholesterol. It ruined my nerves, and now I have to take Neurontin 4 times a day. I understand. Poetic, I understand. I feel for you, David. Yeah, that's not good. I'm on a ton of medication. I think I told you guys I had a 4-disc fusion cervical surgery 9 years ago, and I'm having serious issues now with it. And I know Chris is another one that's having some back surgery, but mine is actually in my neck and now is causing severe nerve damage. So what happened is when they put I have a huge plate. It's like this plate, and I have 16 titanium screws in those discs, 4 of them. So I only have 2 natural cervical discs. The rest is a plate. And what happened through the years is that I formed this curvature. So I have like a little scoliosis in the neck, and it's pinching down on this nerve, and they want me to have the surgery again. And I just cannot go through that. So now I'm going through pain management and having these injections in my neck which are doing nothing. So what's happening is it's pinching on the nerve so bad that it kind of paralyzes my arm, and it's really rough. It's rough. We all have our struggles. We all just have our struggles. I know it's just rough. I don't know about that, Desert. I think you speak better than me. No, I think I don't know. I think you're just amazing on your videos. I don't think I could go with a script. Okay, so this is the thing. It's not a script. It's actually research that I do and I write. So the teleprompter is my it's not from a script. It's the research that I do and I write, and then I add it to the teleprompter. So it's not an actual script itself. Some of the stuff I may throw in from like a script that I would, read from. Like I'll take some of the parts of a script, but most of the stuff that I read from the teleprompter is stuff that I've researched and wrote, and then I would add little bits of a script here and there. But I do not like scripts. You can totally tell it's scripted when someone is reading a script. It's unnatural. So a lot of the stuff that I do when I use the teleprompter, it's all research I do. It's everything I write. And that's when I kind of use the AI to kind of word what I want to say. So if I have a sentence that doesn't sound correct, or like I'm not expressing it correctly, I'll ask the AI, hey, can you rephrase this sentence for me in a professional way? And then the AI will say, oh, okay, here's a better way of saying it. Desert plate like Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation. Yeah, not in my head though, in my neck. One of the best movies ever. Oh my God, David, that's too funny. Yeah, it's not in my brain. My brain is okay. It's my neck that's effed up. Can you stand next to a microwave? Yes, but I cannot. Like, I have to let them know if I'm going through the airport. I have to let them know about because it's titanium. I have metal, and even when I go for MRIs and X-rays and stuff like that, I have to obviously say, I have this big thing in my neck, and just it sucks. It really sucks, but I know it's being pandemic. But if you write it out and put it on a teleprompter, it's a script. I am neither pro or anti-script. I just don't think I could do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's where the insecurity comes in with me. Like, that's where that comes in. Like, I don't know if I could remember a full hour of AI information right off the bat like that. Even though I did hours and hours of research, I don't think I could physically talk about. Like, I would forget things that I would want to say in that, and that's why I use the teleprompter, because there's so much information that I want to get out, and I want to make sure that I don't forget. I don't forget what I want to say. So I just stick it up on a teleprompter and and read from that, and then but I do several takes. It's not one shot. It's like, it's a few times, and then edit it, and all that other stuff. So but I do love covering the AI. That's like one of my top favorite things to cover. I'm just fascinated with it. I'm scared of it. I know it's gonna, these humanoid robots and everything that's coming, and the world is going to be so different. You can usually always tell if someone is using a teleprompter. Yes, yeah, of course. And that's why I try, to make sure that I write most of my things. And again, I do ask AI to rephrase things in a better way, because I'm not a fluent speaker. So, I'll say, please rephrase this in a more professional, way. And that's how, I'll use AI, but I don't use AI other than, to reword some things that I want to get my point across. So it's just a way to keep your thoughts organized and remind you of what topics you want, right, to touch on. But it's not a word for word script. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Notes are sometimes better. Yes. Yeah. Notes are sometimes definitely better. And I do that on my Saturday show. So on my Saturday show, because I do shout outs to the channels that I use. So when I use like Wild Child, when I used your Bugaboo, I'll shout out to the channel. I'll put your channel name up there, and I'll have notes, talking about your channel and the dog and things like. So I do have notes in front of me for my Saturday show. And I don't, tell it that's a live, that's not a teleprompted anything, but I do have notes because, I do use a lot of cute Frenchie videos, and I get them from cute channels, and I want to give a shout out to the channel where I got the information from. It's good to promote those channels. Some of those channels are super cute and have really cute, videos of their dogs. And so I do have notes on Saturdays. The plus of a teleprompter is that you're forced to look at the camera. That's the other thing that's good about a teleprompter, is that you are, like, I'm looking over here at the chat when I should actually be looking here at you guys. It forces you to, it does force you to, look at the camera and have that eye contact with the people, because that's what people come to see, right? They come to see you. They come to see, your message. You're doing a lot of things right, for sure. Just keep doing what you're doing and you'll get where you want to be. Thank you, Belt Loop. I really hope so. I should use notes more. Most of the time I just stumble through a one take and try to weave it all together, but I'm not against notes or teleprompters, etc. Yeah, well, Real Thoughts, you don't need anything. You're really a really good speaker. You're just really good. I tend to say I do a lot of ums, and I have to actually physically think. I have like a little ADHD. Like I take medication for that. Like I just have a lot of issues. So I tend to have to really think. And that's why when I do the AI videos, I use the teleprompter, but it is written from all the research that I do. I do not go to scripts. I don't like scripts. Half the time the scripts are incorrect. The information's not correct. So, I would probably forget things, possibly make up some things, and then be wait a minute, that really happened, or did I dream it? That's true, Wild Child. That's one of the reasons why I tend to use a teleprompter when I'm doing my AI, and that's pretty much the only time I use it. I don't I want to make sure, like I said, and Bell Loop, you forget stuff too, so I just want to make sure that I get, the message out the right way. And like I said, if I'm writing, when I write my script, my own script, some of the times I don't, it doesn't come out correctly. So I'll go to the AI and I'll say, can you rephrase this in this type of way to get my point across in that video? And then that's when I'll use, AI just to reword things and make sure it's coming out and the information is correct, and, things like that. But, I found, if you go back to my very first video, AI took our jobs, that was from a script, and it was horrible. It was horrible. I was not myself. And I think I said this on the source. You could totally tell that was my very first video. It was just the worst. And it's called AI Took Our Jobs. I used a thumbnail from South Park. And that was a totally scripted, absolutely 100% script from, I believe it was either Gemini that did the script. I had AI do it because it was my very first time. I had no idea what I was doing. And that video is horrific. And I said after that, no, I just can't do it. I could see using a script if you were doing a voiceover. I know I do. I live in a glass house, LOL. I do used to. I'm working. I'm getting better. Yeah. Yeah, real thoughts, and you're on a lot more than I am too. So it helps when you're on a lot. You know, you do get used to it. Like poetic, she's a pro. Real thoughts, you're real good. You're at Belt Loop. You're another one. Like I don't get to go on as much as I want to. So I do the two lives on the weekends. Those are my two lives that I do. And then I try to do, one video during the week. One AI video, which takes a lot of research and every now and again I'll do a live on, like tonight was not prepared. I was not prepared to do a live tonight. I just said, you know what? I'm bored. I want to just talk about stuff and I'm just going to go live and see what happens. And it ended up being a really good live and I'm having a great time and I'm glad everybody joined and I love everybody in this chat and I've met so many good people and, this is just was not prepared. So sometimes I'll do a live during the week if I, don't have any other research or anything else that I have to do. But I do love doing this. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love doing this. It's fun. I like doing the research. I like meeting people. At a business conference, I counted the filler words, yes, of the speakers. The higher in title they went, the less filler words they used. When the president of the company got up, he didn't use a single, filler words. See, that's the thing. Like, I just did it. I think we all do. So I tend to have to, sit there and think about what I'm going to say. So that's why I have the teleprompter from my AI videos so that I don't have to say, and this and that. And cause I tend to do that a lot. So that's the other thing that I need to work on really bad on these, on, my videos. And, but again, the more you do it, the better you're going to get, right? I've been doing this for like 6 months now. So, I think we all do it. Interesting observation. Your original jobs video on YouTube was redone. So if people see it, it's not the original. Oh, okay. Oh, you re-edited it? Okay, so if JK is my husband, everybody. So your original jobs video on YouTube was redone. So if people see it, it's not the original. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was the real one. It's been a great live stream. Yes, it has. And it's actually been a long live stream. So it's been about 2.5 hours and it's way past my bedtime. I'm probably going to end this live stream. I really appreciate you guys. I thank you so much for joining in and having conversation. This was really, really fun. And I will hopefully see you guys over the weekend. I will be in the sources live when he has it on Saturday, and then I have my lives on Saturday and Sunday. So again, thank you so much. Anytime a video is bad, just blame it on AI. I love you, wild child. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining. Bye, Poetic. Bye, JK, Belt Loop, Real Thoughts, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great night, everyone. We'll see you again. Thank you.